So the other day I did DoorDash for the first time, and we're gonna get into the numbers. It'll be a very quick, short video, just my first impressions and thoughts on the pay and my experience with the first time DoorDashing. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. So on the first day, I actively worked. I believe it was an hour and like 48 minutes. Let me pull it up real quick. So actively, I drove, I guess, orders an hour and 48 minutes, and then dash time is 2 hours and 28 minutes. But let's be honest, we're gonna count the dash time as my actual time working, because taking orders, sitting for a second, that's still part of the job. So I did my numbers, crunched some stuff, and then got the final value for that. So we're just gonna give you the straight cut numbers first off, because I'm assuming that's what most of you guys want to see and want to hear. So that's what you're here for. So again, 2 hours and 28 minutes. We'll turn that down to 148 minutes, 2.47 hours. And of course, you got to account for gas. I feel like a lot of people don't do that, as I think it's super important. So I'm going to say $4 a gallon. Depending where you live, obviously it's cheaper, might be more expensive. And I was going with 25 miles per gallon. So I drove a total of 52 minutes, and I'll put that right here. And I'll also put the other screenshot, we'll just hear a second ago. You'll see my pay, but they don't show you your total hours. They show you your active time. But so 58.25, it was the actual amount. So it didn't show my first dash. I did 6 dashes in total. One was a cutoff, and then it went to another one where I did 5. So that is that screenshot you see. And then so 58.25 minus $8 for the 2 gallons of gas. So we're 50.25. So we brought in a decent amount per hour, bringing it to 20.34 an hour after gas. So if you don't want to account for gas, it's going to be 23.58. So in all honesty, it's not bad. And I would say there is a really huge potential. I've heard and seen a lot of people say they can make upwards to 40, maybe $50 an hour. And again, I do live in a very suburban kind of area, so I did have to drive pretty far for some of these orders. And the first order I took, I didn't realize that there was actually no tip. So I saw like 375. I was like, oh, cool, that's the tip. And then after that, I get paid whatever from Dash. But no, it shows you the total amount and straight from the beginning. I did not know that I took that order. It's $30 worth of food. I believe his name was Tyler. Tyler, I want a tip. Yeah, so it was a decently far drive too. But I feel like you shouldn't even be allowed to not tip on those apps. But that's just my experience. I've ordered DoorDash a few times. I always make sure to tip, and they have a suggestion amount too. So I usually just do the middle button. So obviously you can do a little lower, a little higher, but that is that. So that was the first order, and I was just like, okay, it's my first order. We'll just let it slide. Second one, it started going up a little bit. So that was my first. I had 6 for the day. Second one, okay, it was like $5 give or take, and then the next one I believe was like 10, and I was like, oh heck yeah. I was like, okay, we're definitely taking this one. And then as soon as I dropped that order off, I got another one from the exact same place I just came from, and it was 16.25. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm hopping on that real quick. I was like heading towards back to Kennesaw, so I had to like do a weird loop back onto the like off the interstate to go back to the restaurant. But that was a good order. And then I ended up actually being more in Woodstock. So I started in Kennesaw. Was getting, like I mentioned, not the best tips. The first one, not even a tip, and the second one was okay. I think it was a Chipotle was the second one. It was just a bowl. It's kind of interesting some of the stuff people ordered. Like everything was, I would say, mostly really big orders, but that one was just a Chipotle bowl, and I was like, kind of pricey. But so that was what ended up being for those 2 hours. Not bad. Let's see. So overall, I would say it was a good experience, but I think the main thing with dashing is you have to be doing it actively during certain times of the day, of course. So lunch and then dinner and then late as hell at night. So lunch is obviously when I was ordering stuff at work, I would get stuff dashed to me. So that is a prime time. So probably like 11 to maybe 2. And then you have your lunch or dinner. So anytime after like 6. So I was watching the app before I started. I started at 8 o'clock, and you can see that in the screenshot. I'll put it back up right here. So you can see the time, the start time right there. And then as the day keeps going, I think this was I might say it in the day. I don't have the picture pulled up right now, but I think it says to the day on there. I'm assuming towards the weekend you're gonna have a lot more orders at night, just because people are partying, people are having a good time, they don't want to go out and get their food. Um, so later in the day, later at night, and I believe they also have a promotion thing. I wonder how it works. I'm really curious. So you can schedule set times to dash, and they're like late as crap. They're like 11:30 to like 2 a.m. in the morning, and you'll get an extra $3 per order. My curiosity is the reason why they're doing that is maybe there's not as many orders at that time and not as good tips, so they have to incentivize. I haven't dashed at that time, but anyone who has, please comment down below, share it with some people down there. Obviously, of course, depending where you're located, things are a lot differently. So if I lived like in Atlanta, where I could probably bike, I would definitely be biking because that saves a lot of cost when it comes to gas and then maintenance. Let's be honest. So that $8 for my 2 gallons of gas, it's if you want to like put the longevity of the car and like the maintenance on it, you can like double it almost, if not more, because car maintenance is expensive. So I do think if you live in a city, definitely take advantage of I guess methods that don't require a vehicle, just to reduce costs by a lot and make your hourly a lot higher. So that is one other thing. What else have I noticed? One thing I did notice too, I thought was interesting. So no one ever, most people didn't um want hand to hand contact with the food. A lot of them just did drop off. I thought that was really interesting. So for those that are introverted, that is perfect for you. Just pick up the food, drop it off at their door. You take a picture of it. So I'm just like awkwardly putting the bag down, and then I'm just like, and then one time I could see them through the windows because this was late at night. So like if they had their lights on the house, I could just see them walking. Like they knew I was there because they're like watching, and you can also track them through the app if any of you have used DoorDash before. But yeah, that's my first impression. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A little insight, a little side hustle for you guys. Maybe if you want to try it, maybe you don't. But I would say I had a successful first attempt. Some people I heard first day, second day, they'll just make like $10 an hour. And it's like at that point, is it really worth it? But if you guys have any more questions about it, if you guys want me to do another DoorDash, maybe after like a couple weeks or something, if I keep doing it, I don't know if I will. I'll be moving soon to Pennsylvania. But make sure you guys give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you guys want to see more stuff like this. I donate plasma. We can talk about that. It's a really great side hustle. Way more per hour wise, way better than DoorDashing. We can get into that on another video. Just let me know if you guys want to see that. Make sure to subscribe, comment if you guys have any questions, or if you guys want to just collaborate down below. There's a lot of tips and tricks. Again, I don't know anything. It's my first time, but I would say it's pretty successful. But I'll see you guys in the next one.